with what we're doing with POI and Backlink Factory, it works really well, as we've all seen. And one day, Lloyd called me and he said, I got something that I'm doing similar to this that maybe your group might benefit from. And so when I saw what he was doing and, talked to Gary about it, one of the things was, well, is he competing with us? And after a conversation, we figured, no, he's not competing with us. He's created a different way of getting different links for what we're trying to accomplish in POI and BLF for ranking GMBs or GPBs, right? And so to me, what Lloyd has done is created an enhancement to some of the things that we are already doing, but giving us more potential link opportunities to get better, results. So as you're going through this and listening to what Lloyd's got to say and what he's doing and what he's sharing, just to understand that, we fully support his effort to try to create something that is going to enhance what we're already doing. And therefore, that's why I felt it was important to bring it to you guys and, not kind of just shun it because it's similar to what we're doing. But, if we can do something that makes it better for you, then like Jay said, we support it. We support our products. We keep them updated. And we also want to make sure that you have the opportunity of using things that I'm using by participating with Lloyd as well. So, everybody okay with that? We like to work with everybody. You ready?
What the process does, it's quite simple to add a listing. I won't take you through fully. But you just select your country, select your state, select the city area, and then you start typing in your GMB listing name. Now at the moment, it's only for addresses that are visible. So any service area businesses, I'm looking at a process to be able to add the opportunity to be able to add all types of GMB listings or GBP listings. Now, once the process has completed, it's a lengthy process in the background. The process connects to, I think it's 5 or 6 different APIs that goes out and it gets the GMB listing name, gets your address, gets your default category, and then obviously adds in to the database of when we added that listing. So I'll just show you what a listing looks like when it's being added. Obviously, we're getting the what I call the banner image of your GMB listing, and again we get the NAP name, address, telephone number. We get the connected URL to the website, and we're also picking up on the latitude and the longitude of your listing. We get the Google business description. You automatically find your machine ID code of the listing. You get your place ID. You get your unique ID number. You get your primary category, and as well as any additional categories that you may have added to your listing. You'll count your number of reviews, get the number of business posts that you've created, and also the number of business products that you may have added to your listing again. And then your total number of local competitors. Now, what happens is the system will search for your plumber in your city, and it uses It uses the latitude and the longitude as your centroid point. So instead of just searching for Liverpool, it actually searches from your local area or from where your GMB listing is. On the bottom, what we've got is you can view the website. It takes you to the website. Can you see the website change?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You'll see here to your knowledge panel, which is basically it uses your machine code ID to display your knowledge panel. Your knowledge panel there, and in the URL you can see each ID code. So we know we're picking up on the right business. And then what we do is you can view the listing in maps as well. So we've definitely got, we're definitely picking up on the right GMB listing. Now, with the reviews, I'll go across the top first. I'll go reviews, posts, and products, and then I'll work down the left-hand side. So your reviews. Now, because this is duplicated, it looks a little bit messy. But what we do is we get the list of your reviews, and then
those are the links that are going directly to the review, correct?
Here's the review links here.
Right.
This is, let's just open one.
So if you open that up, it's going to take you directly to the review, correct?
Take it to the review with the business name at the top. When we add a GMB listing, all your listings will be listed here, as you can see. Now, when we look at the details of the listing, we're getting your GMB banner image, which is the main image of the GMB listing. Get the business name, business address, business phone number, business website, the latitude and longitude of the location of the business, your Google business description that you've added to your listing. We automatically get your machine ID code of your listing. We save the place ID. We also save your unique ID number, your primary category, any additional categories that you've added to the business listing. We count the number of reviews, the number of business posts that you've created. If the business has business products added, and then a number of local competitors. Now, your local competitors are found by one of the APIs, and we enter in the search plumber in your location, but we use the latitude and the longitude as your search location. Instead of doing a citywide search, we use the latitude and the longitude so we get your most closest competitors.
Cool.
You can view the website. You can view the knowledge panel of the business, and we use the machine ID code to display the knowledge panel. As you can see in the URL at the top, we're displaying the same business. And also we can view the listing in maps. So again, we've got the correct business. Now,
So
again,
keep going. When you get to the reviews, I have a question.
okay. So what I'll do is I'll go through the top bar, which is the reviews, posts, and products, and then I'll work down the left-hand side. So with the reviews, because we've had to run a number of different APIs to make sure that we had the correct review data. This will be duplicated. You'll see that it's duplicated. So you've got heating system 3 or 4 times. It's about 5 times it is there. But when we've got a number of reviews, what you'll find on your listing is that you will have review topics, and the review topics are created automatically via Google and the GMB, depending on how many times certain keywords are mentioned within your review. So on this, on this business listing, the review topics are heating system, office, boiler, radiator, result.
You're just creating a topical relevance heat map, really, aren't you?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Engineer, company, calls, efficient, and then family.
Mm-hmm. Cool. When you're doing the scraping, how far what's the distance of your scrape? Someone's asking.
How do you mean? It's for the reviews. We can count the total number of reviews.
No, I'm talking about when you set up your scraping for your competitors. How far? What's the distance of that competitor to your business? How far do you go?
We haven't put it into a distance. You can do up to 300 local reviews, which is basically near 2 full pages of or 2 full sets of a Google Map result.
Okay, that's plenty.
Because when you do a search in maps, you get 20 results per page.
Correct.
So it's like doing 15 pages of results.
Okay.
Now, let me go back. Just let me step back one, because when you add a listing, it says here, the process then scrapes up to 300 competitors using the GMB Hunter API. Not every listing will have 300 competitors. We've seen as high as 255, or as low as 60. Now, right, that depends on the population of the city and the competitiveness in the area.
Okay, cool.
So let's go back to the reviews. Now, with one of the APIs that runs in the background, I've been able to match up the review topics with the machine ID codes. So if I take one for the office, and if I remove the business ID, which should be, I think it's the middle one, isn't it? Let's have a look. G1, right, so it's the last one. So if I take out that MID string, just turn back to, oh, it's not working now. Bloody hell, hang on. G1H, so if I take out that, you can see that it relates to an office. So we're connecting your review topic with your actual business, and it's keyword related as well, which is the keyword of your review topic.
Okay.
And if we do the same thing for the boiler, I mean, this will be clean, but this would be a lot cleaner for someone who's adding a new listing because the system's obviously being updated. And if you have review topics for your business listing, you'll only see one review topic. It wouldn't be duplicated. So if I take that out, when I press enter now, we should be presented with the boiler. We've got the boiler knowledge panel there as well, or knowledge graph, whatever one you want to call it. So we can download these as CSV files, not at the moment because I'm still working on that. CSV file, a Word doc, a PDF, and export as an RSS feed. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the ability to create images from your reviews. So if I pick up a review now, view that review in the URL, and go back and say create images, click OK. Now there's a process in the background that's running. That'll take maybe 5 minutes, and I'll come back to this. It'll take 5 minutes to go out and create an image of this URL. So then you've got unique images that you can use in either your G sites or your slides. You guys do a lot as well as I do with images. You can add them to your GMB, add them to your website, upload them to image sharing websites.
No, absolutely.
So that's the reviews. Let me try and show you one that's not duplicated as much as this is, because that looks a little bit messy. No reviews there. Reviews here.
So it's picking up all the reviews, including the negative reviews, correct?
The initial process of creating the images and displaying your reviews is only picking up your 10 latest reviews.
Right, but I mean that whole list that you have down there when you're getting the reviews, if there's a negative review in there, the question is, it's just picking up what is there. It's not choosing, correct?
Correct, yeah. I mean, okay. The beauty about this is that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have their own ideas or their own, wish list or feature request. So if you look at this the same way as Mass Optimizer, when that first came out, that was just my thinking, and then the community and the members created what Mass Optimizer is today. This could be the same. This could be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where these people have got different ideas and different processes that they want to follow, or different feature requests. Because all the data is in the database, all that needs to be done is to have a script written to be able to pull back the information that people are requesting if it's not already provided.
Right. One other quick question here on the reviews. I'll just read it. Do review topics change if I put keywords in a response to a review?
I don't know. If you look at it, and if we're using entities or keywords related to entities, and you've got, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 reviews mentioning different keywords within the same entity. If you then reply back to a review, not using the same keyword, but using a different keyword from the same, I'm more than sure Google will pick that up.
Right.
Whether a new review topic would be created or a review topic would be changed or updated. I don't know, to be
Gotcha.
fair.
So when you were going back and taking the back end off of the URL up there, someone's asking, why would you change that URL? Why delete the extra characters at the end? He didn't quite understand that.
No, I was just showing you that the machine ID of the review topic matches the review. So you're actually linking the review.
Gotcha, okay.
You're actually linking the review topic, which is the first machine ID,
Right.
to your business listing, and you've got the keyword of the review as well.
Okay. So David, did that make sense for you, bud? Okay, I get it. Very cool. All right, keep going.
So with the testing of the image creation, as you can see here, we've got a new tab. When the images are being created, it automatically stores the information in a database, and then all you need to do is just refresh the page to see whether your review images have been created. If they have, you'll have this, you'll have your business name and then review images. And then all you need to do is just download them, which that should be downloading. You click this button and it'll download the images for you.
Do you have some as examples?
I do have, how did I have downloaded these? Downloads, download review images. There we go. That's the wrong one because that was the failed one. Download review images.
Well, I think the point, while you're looking for that for everybody, is that you're bringing forward some links that we're not bringing forward with what we're doing. So if you were looking for more power and more links to, power up your GPVs, then, these are more links you're going to be able to use with the keywords. And like what he says, right here with the word job, professional, punctual, all the keywords that he's pulling up from the GPV review could be helpful, with testing to see how it would work, as well. But they're all links back to those reviews. And, that's one of the things, especially if it's your own GPV, which is what we're trying to rank, you want to try to get those links from the reviews and power those up with Backlink Factory, right?
100%. Now, I don't know whether you noticed, but because of the number of images that are being created for this business here, for this review, again, this is being duplicated because we were testing. But in the background, the download review images completed, which is like 13 meg. So, as you can see, we've got the download that was created today, a couple of minutes ago. So I'll extract them here.
So it's actually going and taking a picture of all of the reviews that are listed. Is that correct? Or can you limit the amount? I mean, some guys have 500 reviews. What do you do then?
Well, with what you said before, it's just pulling back all of the reviews.
Right.
We'll obviously be speaking more about this. I'm more than sure that we will. But if anyone is, I'll have a look at the system to see whether we can just pull back, the 5-star reviews or the 4-star reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously have an option where people can select, just find me 5-star reviews for my business.
I mean, I'll just ask this question to everybody that's listening. If we want to get the snapshots of the reviews, which we all, some of us take them independently or we have other tools to do it. But, to me, this is something that could be important, especially on your own property. And what I like to do is I'm creating a little program right now to go out and kind of do what Lloyd's doing in a different way, but I want to bring back like an RSS feed or a different kind of process where we're funneling the reviews of the competitors to my shop, my customer. And the reason that I want to do that is selectively, of course, is to tell the current customer why he sucks because he's only got 17 reviews in a year. And here's the guy that's kicking his ass that's got, 150 reviews. So I'm building something to go scrape all of the competitors and then set that up on a Google alert. So as soon as another review pops up for the competitor, my customer gets an email that says, hey, your competitor just did another review. Why didn't you?
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is very, very important, from the perspective of using it as a competitive analysis to share with your customers, what everybody else is doing to beat you. Because you can tell them all day long, right? And if you show them, they may understand it. So, give me a 5 in the chat if you can tell them what to do and they don't do it. But if you prove what they're doing is wrong and that what they need to do, they may at least think about it. Seriously. I can tell people, and you guys can tell people all day long, do this, 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 and this, and this. And how many people do it, right? 5s. And we get a bunch of 5s in here. They don't freaking do it, right? Because you're telling them. And I'm thinking that sometimes it's because they don't necessarily believe you, even though they're paying you, right? And 5, and I think they hopefully act on it. Correct, Andrew, right? So now, if we, did what Lloyd's sharing here, and we've got these reviews coming in, and it's their closest competitor, and you can take that image and and send an email to your customer, say, hey, this is what your competitor just did. What the F are you doing? You're not paying attention. That's why they're beating you, right? And I kind of had this whole conversation in my head over the last 3 or 4 days, about this whole process, and it kind of came to fruition with another conversation I'm having with a customer. He says, I don't believe what you're telling me is true. Well, go look. Well, I'm not going to go look. I don't think my reviews are that important. So this is what we're doing. We're manually going out. We're connecting every day with this kid, with the competitors, copying the damn thing and putting it into an email and say, here, this is what your competitor did. What did you do today? You still don't believe me? Here's another guy. Here's what he did today. You still don't believe me? Does that make sense to everybody? Reviews seem like it's the easiest thing for us to get. And how many of you find that it's just not that easy sometimes?
It's a massive, reviews becoming a massive ranking factor.
Give me a 10 if you get reviews all the time from your customers, and give me a 1 if they think that you just can't get them no matter what you do, right? I think I'm going to end up with more 1s than 10s, right? They're hard-headed. They don't listen. They don't care. They want you to do it, but you can't write the reviews unless you go write fake reviews, and we don't want to do that, right? There's people that do it all day long. That's probably why they got 500 reviews, but we don't want to do what's wrong. We want them to do what's right. So that's why I think, this piece right here, we could do it manually, Lloyd. It's no problem, right? But to be able to do that, scrape it, and get that in and send it to our customers and as, an ability to show them, this is what you're doing wrong. So, maybe you should listen to what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, with the scraping of the competitors, let me just, everyone's seen the images that are being flicking through. You can see the reviews. You've got the business name, you've got the review,
Yeah.
and then you've got the review content. So now with the reviews, we will be able to export them as CSV file. Exporting them as a document or a Word doc has proven a little bit more difficult. I know the process that needs to be followed for exporting to a PDF. Exporting to an RSS, I'll show you on the products tab. That's near completed that now. But just quickly, while you're talking about competitors, because we get all the competitors, we're already counting the number of reviews that competitors have. So
is that in a list of order of number 1, number 2, number 3, or is it just a list of competitors in that scraped area?
That's a list of, the list comes back in order of rank position for the category name from the business.
Gotcha.
On the truth. So
what they put in as their primary category, right?
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's something that we can talk about there, Patrick, because I'm already getting the total number of reviews that all the competitors have. And as it says here, there's 173 local competitors. So as you've seen before, with so let me go back with the plumber. It was 155, I believe, 151. But with the roofing company, there's 173 competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll stay on the roof. Is everyone okay with what I've spoke about the reviews? Is there anything else is there any questions that you want me to answer about the reviews?
No, I'm caught up unless somebody has a question right now before we move on.
I mean, we can come back to this and
you know what else is good about what this is pulling right here, Lloyd, though, with the heat map, is it's kind of, sharing the actual keywords that they're using to see if those keywords can actually be part of the services that they can offer when they're building out the GMB profile.
100%. Yeah.
Right. So if you can add some of those keywords, job, professional, I don't know that you can, but some of those you can probably find within the services that you can add for the customer, and that would be interesting, right?
There's a piece of software that I've had out for I don't know 12 months, and it goes out and it scrapes all the services for a niche in a location. Now, previous to all the updates that have been going on with Google, I'm sure everyone's seen the visual updates that Google has been making. Previous to let's say previous to May, so in March, April. So in April, the only way that we could find the list of services that anyone has added to a GMB was via a mobile. But I mean, people can do this now. People can go and search for a niche in a location, click on a result, and now the GMB is being displayed on the right-hand side where the knowledge graph used to be. Where the spam used to be. If that business has services listed, we are now able to get them from the desktop as well. Everyone know what I mean?
We lost you for a second.
Where did you lose me to? Or where was I at? Was it talking about the list of services?
Yeah, list of services. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've got GMB Services Spy out there, piece of software that will go out and scrape a niche in a location, and it will bring back all the services any GMB has listed. Previous to May, March, April, May. Previous to May, before the update started rolling out, we were only able to get the list of services on mobile. So I had a piece of software created that uses a mobile emulator of Google that goes out and scrapes the list of services.
Mm-hmm.
But Google has now changed. I'll try and show you what I mean. So if we just do plumber in, let's say, Leeds. So plumber in Leeds, if I click on this, you can see here now, we're able to get the list of services from a desktop view. Now, we weren't able to get this list unless we used a mobile emulator. And that's what the GMB services spy software that we had created used. But that's been updated to be able to pull back this complete list via the desktop.
Okay, cool.
I mean, this is when I spoke to you maybe what 7 or 8 days ago, Patrick, asking if you noticed any of the updates that
Right. Right.
This is one of the updates that I've noticed. And to me, this is just Google playing poker or playing poker with the cards on the table.
Right.
Why would you not want this list of your competitors?
You would.
Exactly.
You would. Exactly.
I don't know if this is a ranking factor or not, but there has to be a reason behind why Google have now started displaying the services by the desktop.
All right. Logically speaking, right? If the services are in there and people are searching for tap repair, okay, and that is a service in your GMB, and that is part GPV rather. I don't give a shit what you want to call it, yeah. But if that is something that's in the search and that they're searching for, and you don't have it anywhere on yours, guess who's going to get the click?
Well, here's the thing, Patrick. Right, so creating a list of services and products. Now, I'm not saying that all of these services would be a single entity in their own right, but there's a process that I'm looking at to be able to go out and find the machine ID codes for all the services, and then from that machine ID for the entity, you can then get related keywords for each service.
Mm-hmm.
So you're creating your services and you've got a description of your service using the correct entity or related keywords to the service. You're then creating posts that mention the service using the same related, well, not the same, but a bunch of related keywords to your posts.
Yeah, well, and from our perspective, we just create backlinks with that as the keyword in the backlinks.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, no brainer, right? And then create blogs and with the keyword and bloggers with the keyword and backlinks to the bloggers and backlinks to the slides and backlinks to the G site that's got a page about each of the services that links back to the GPB and the website. I mean, that's part of the process. That's how you get above everybody else.
Well, what I wanted to, I'm sure people have noticed this, but people
Has anybody noticed this? Give me a 5 if you guys have noticed this in the knowledge panel on mobile or desktop. Anybody?
It was always available. The list of services, Patrick, were always available on mobile.
Yeah.
It's only been the last couple of weeks that it's now available on desktop as well.
Somebody check. You see it on, who's out there checking? I know you guys are fact checking this stuff. So pull up one of your customers and go over there and see if you have services and tell me whether you do. Give me a yes or a no.
Exactly.
That's assuming everybody's still here. 48 people.
I'm trying to find.
First one that comes up with an answer, I'll give you 50 coins. I'll bribe you. Come on. Hang on. I'm in the wrong damn one. I'm thinking nobody's here.
There's I can see 48 with 16 questions.
Right.
But I just wanted to bring up the changes that I mentioned to you, maybe 7 or 8 days ago, 9 days ago.
Right.
I know we went off tilt there, but getting back to the review topics.
Okay, I got David is looking in service list San Francisco. Dennis does not see service list in San Francisco.
For dentists.
Dennis, San Francisco.
How about the dentist Liverpool?
Okay.
Now, see what I mean by some SERPs.
Mm-hmm.
Some SERPs, they take it into maps, but on other SERPs, they are now displaying.
And now, yeah.
Now, again, dentists don't seem to have services.
Try Roofer. Try Roofer Myrtle Beach.
I think Roofer was. Yeah, see the way the SERPs different.
Yeah.
But roofers do. So it may only be a home service thing.
Could be.
What's another?
Try dentist.
We just tried dentist.
Electric. Okay.
Right. So electrician, roofer.
Okay.
Anyone think of another service while we're just live?
Try mortgage company.
Mortgage Liverpool. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, to be honest, be down to. I don't mean this to sound the way it's going to sound.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone is, depending on who is managing the GMB listing, if they are not, I mean, if it's just Joe Bloggs doing his plumbing,
right,
he may well not know about the services. Let's try census line in this here. And it's
auto detailing says no from Andrew. Sue says roofers showed up, but it shows services, but not the description. How important is it to add a description for each of the services?
Well, here's one with a description,
there you go.
Which is brilliant the way it's just popped up. So I would imagine the service is composite bonding. Now I know is it 160 characters or something? It's not a lot. It's not a lot of space that we have to
right.
That service.
Hey, but it's a hell of a lot more space when we use it and nobody else does.
Exactly. Now this has got to help. When you describe your service, like veneers, there's no description to that. There's no price.
Right. So
again, adding your services to your GMB listings and then creating posts
and descriptions with them, absolutely. Well, I mean, we've been saying that forever, but we've never had proof. This is proof that doing it will show up in some instances and have value.
I'm just going to try and find one that doesn't have a service. Here's one that doesn't have any services.
What is it? A dental care, okay.
Dental care. The keyword is dentist Liverpool.
Try a different dentist. See if it's. Do a different dentist.
As a different.
No, same one. Just pick a different dentist in the list on the left-hand side.
Oh, most of them did have, they have Smile.
Okay. Okay. So,
Second one doesn't, which is, again,
yeah.
we've got 82 reviews. 5 Ways has services.
Uh-huh.
Services.
So, okay. So obviously, it's something we can control,
Yeah, 100%.
right?
100%. Now, I know Google tends to update your services because I'm sure people have seen when you've logged into the back end of the GMB and then they click on services and you've got an orange list of updates. Google will automatically update the list of services that they think, depending on your category, that you should be providing. So again, if you're a dentist and their main category is cosmetic dentist, so I would imagine all these here are to do with dentistry.
So what David is saying, interesting, dentist in Liverpool, same companies shown, don't show service list searching in San Francisco. So I wonder if it is geographical at the moment.
Yeah, but they very rarely update the UK before they update the US, do they?
Yeah, I don't think so. You guys are so far behind that you're in the dark.
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe they're doing, equality now, going to ask backwards to forward. Who knows?
Yeah, but if you look, maybe this is what it is. If you look at the local the URL, it goes local service. It doesn't go maps. I'm going to copy that because that is
copy that and put it in the chat.
That to me is Jesus Christ. That to me is interesting.
But see where it says. So I wonder if you take a regular map listing that doesn't have local services and put local services in between the hashes, would that work?
Yeah. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out, which is really, really annoying me, is the VED codes. I mean, these URLs, I get proper geek out on these URLs. So that there is a unique code. Local service, product list, isn't it?
Yeah, pro list. Okay, I think you're probably rolling this out. Is anybody else? I mean, we have 49 people here. Who else is trying this? Pop into chat. Let me know. You guys seeing this or not seeing this? Because it's kind of important to know, what parts of the world that you can see it, where you can't see it, and if it's actually working in your part of the country or your part of the world. Who else is doing this? Somebody else should be trying it. Randy is not seeing it, and he is in Michigan.
Right.
Okay, so he's in the United States in Michigan. Randy, try different search for different. Don't try dentist. Try something else. Bruno says it just depends on the business. Okay.
Yeah, that's possibly right because every business has the opportunity to add services.
Yep.
And the services are related to the main category of your business. So it might be, I don't know, it might be a category thing.
Once again, understanding if you did this and you're looking at one of the companies that does not have it, right? If it's dependent upon action, the action of the people doing the work that are not doing the work for that to show up, to me, that's a potential snipe, right?
I found a difference, Gary. Patrick, sorry. Now, what I mentioned there by looking at the URL, I went to maps, as in maps.google.co.uk,
Mm-hmm.
done a search with Dentist Liverpool, Smile Works, here, that's highlighted, the business here, that's highlighted, is not showing the reviews, but
You mean services? It showed the reviews.
sorry, it's not showing me the services. But if I put this URL back in to Google, you can see that the URL starts with google.com/local
Services. Yeah.
So this is going to show, this will show the list of services.
Okay.
There's SmileWorks.
Yeah.
So it's a local services thing.
Gotcha.
Because the URL is completely different. So there's maps.
Yeah. Okay.
Local services. So that's something that's recent. That's a recent change. That is. 100%.
Richard, try to do the same thing and do what Lloyd just did. Modify the maps URL and put in, what did you put in, /local services /?
No. All I've done. This is the thing. This is Google proving to us that locality is like prominent.
Right, but it's what I'm saying is that you changed from maps, right? And you put in local services, and maps didn't show it, but when you do local services, it does.
Yeah, but when I go to,
this is interesting.
When I go to Google search, as in Google,
you guys listening?
If I click on a listing,
yeah.
Again, there's no services. Let's have a look at.
Yeah.
There's no services being displayed. But when you go to more places,
there you go.
Where's that? It was SmileWorks, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SmileWorks, Liverpool. Let's have a look. Again, so there's no
mm-hmm.
So there's no services being displayed. But now that's Google search. That's Google desktop organic search.
Yeah.
All listings.
There you go, guys.
We go to maps, as in like maps.google.co.uk or whatever your country it is, and you do there's no services being displayed.
Yeah.
But the local services, which is where's that URL go at the back? I don't know where that URL is, don't I? Let's copy this down. Put that URL back in. See, that's the local services.
Mm-hmm.
That's the local services. Local services set.
All right.
So these lots of changes. And trust me when I say I'll be looking at this URL to see how how we can possibly manipulate the URL. But what's more important, I think, is getting a list of services for
100%.
For a niche in a location.
100%. 100%.
I mean, that's
okay. That's awesome.
I mean, we have really gone off
track.
Yeah. But it's important that people see when you and I talk, how far do we go down rabbit holes together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let me just stop right here for a second. And 47 people minus 4 people, you, me, Rod, Gary, says 43 people. How many of you guys think what we just learned is cool? Type in cool. Seriously. Because I don't think there may be one person in this whole group that might have even known that, and just kind of doing that on the fly here is well worth everything else that we've learned here today, Lloyd, that is cool, man. Look at all the cool. See him? Look at him. Cool.
I can just see the chat number increasing, but I actually can't see.
That's right. I'm telling you, it's full of cools.
But this is just a conversation that we've had from just talking about reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just recap on the reviews. We can export them as CSV file, which will be a list of your GMB, the machine ID, and the review topic, which is what these are here. You can actually click on the orange buttons to go to that particular machine, see what the topic is.
Right.
And then the actual list of the reviews, we can get them out as well as CSV file. Now,
and then once you get the CSV file, you put them in the backlink factory. You create a whole backlink campaign to each one of these based on the entity, the price, the money, whatever as the keyword. And Bob's your uncle, man.
This is what I wanted. This is why these type of meetups are worthwhile, because of this is all my kind of tunnel vision type of, let's do this and see whether I can do that, and let's test. Now, at the moment, all the CSV files that are created by the system automatically, they just have the URL. Now, if I can link, I'm not sure if I could, but I'll have a look at it. If I can link the review URL to its topic, would it be worthwhile? Would people be interested in having like a keyword list of CSV, a CSV file of the keywords? But
hell yes, somebody was going to say.
But the keywords would be then linked to.
Jason yelled at me. He said, "Yes" in capital letters with 3 exclamation points.
Right. Okay. So these, what will come from this is a series of updates. So I'll rename these export as CSS URLs, export as CSS keywords, and then we'll all know what we should be expecting from the export. The same as the doc file, same as the PDF. Let me show you the PDF. That should have. Is that not downloaded?
Guys, give me a 10 if you think this has been valuable for you so far, and we should keep going.
We've only spoken about the reviews. So.
Keep going. 10 plus 1, 20, 20, 10, 10, 10, 10. All right. Keep going, bud.
What I do think we might have to do is have a couple of these, Patrick, because of one, the conversations that come from the questions, and two, the amount of different URLs that we can create from the information that's in the database, or from the information that's in the databases. Because there must be 5 or 6 different databases. Each database has got a couple of tables in, and all them tables are being populated on a daily basis as people add listings in.
The answer to your question is any URL that we can get that's tied to the GMB, we can attach a keyword and a Google Sheet, backlink program to, and the way that we're doing it and put it through G sites and other, powerful Google property, hosting situations is going to be perfect. So it doesn't matter whether you get, use ours or yours. It's just all awesome.
The idea behind it, Patrick, is that the people who use the battery factory and your power processors like daily and see the results, it will be them who ask us
Questions.
about this, what about that? And if anyone has ideas or features or just wants to try something, I can create the code to pull the information out of the database and then create the CSV file.
Well, whatever people are participating and buy this, then we'll put everybody into a Skype room like we always do, and that Skype room will become an incubator for upgrades and testing and everything else directly for you. So you don't have to worry about testing. Everybody is used to buying a product, knowing it works, but then coming up with ideas and asking for this. Can it be supported? Can it be upgraded? Can Chris figure it out? Can you figure it out? That's the whole purpose of the Skype rooms, is everybody helping each other figure out a better way of doing things.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right.
So is everyone happy about the reviews?
Is everybody what? Sorry?
Everyone happy for me to carry on?
Yes, absolutely. Happy.
So posts. Now I'm not sure this shows the posts. Oh right, okay, yeah, it does. Right. So your business posts. Let me get down to the list.
Good question. Before you go, let me ask this question before you get started. Okay. All right. Dell is asking, can a service area business without an address use this?
Well, this is what I mentioned earlier on, and there's three ways. No, there's probably two ways that we can find a service area business. Now, with the way we add, I'll just jump quick out of it. With the way we add a business at the moment, we select the country, select the state, and then we select the city name where the listing is listed. So if I do, and then if I start typing roofer, I need somewhere in roofer. Let's just try.
While you're doing that, any countries working, i.e., like Germany, all countries are working with this, right?
No. There was. I had a couple of support tickets asking what other locations were available. Now I know there's been a number of people asking me about Germany, and that is on the list to be started to add to the back end. So at the moment we've got the UK, the US, Australia, Canada. Now New Zealand should be on there because I know I've got a New Zealand database in the back end.
There you go.
So let's just do Liverpool roofing. Now as you can see, the Google auto suggest will pick up on any business that has an address.
Mm-hmm.
When we do a search for, let's do Liverpool roofing. So Liverpool roofing. When you find the business, see it's on to services now. So let's hang on then. So let's do maps. This is why it can get complicated creating these services with different API calls. So I've done a Liverpool roofing. Now, if we click on this roofing business here, what should happen is the URL will provide us with, I believe it's the CID number, which would be from, you know, that's changed as well. Liverpool roofing. No, because we used to be able to get, it used to have the CID number in the URL. Because these three identities, isn't it, to a business? But the place ID, but if you have a service area business, I don't know how you find the place ID, because the place ID is based on your address of the business. Your unique ID is what used to be in the URL when you search for the business in maps. This is before the change, when they've changed from maps to local services.
Right.
So there will be a way.
We'll figure it out.
There will be a way that we can identify a business that pulls back all the same information. I mean, it obviously won't pull back any address because there won't be one there.
Mm-hmm.
But it should pull back a phone number, your URL, and your latitude and longitude. But what the system is based on is the actual location of where your business is. So at the moment, there's not a way that I've found how to link or how to find a service area business and then have it run through the same processes, because through the processes and the API calls, we call back and get different information that then feeds the next API call. So it's like a daisy chain of API calls.
Right.
I mean, it will be doable, but finding the manual process first.
Jen just said that she rechecked Germany for local services and it works in Germany.
Right, cool.
But just some businesses, right? So anyways, it's something that's being rolled out. So we'll, just keep track of it where you are and see what it actually can do for you there. But the whole point of what we have is why I asked Lloyd to be here. He can geek out on this shit all day long, and all I want to know is what happens if I hit this button.
Yeah.
Right.
What we do, I mean, for everyone that has listings with an address, all you need to do is select 3 options and then start typing.
Right.
The whole system, I mean, this is why it's taken me so long. The whole system is create. I've tried to create it so it's absolutely simple. You select your country, you select your state, select your city, and then start typing your business listing. And once you select your business listing, that's it. You just need to wait 10 or 15 minutes. As the process here, I mean, I need to update this process, but as the process is working through, all you need to do is just wait 15 minutes and then go to each part of your business listing and then click on whatever part you want to download and download them.
Okay. You guys, was this worth waiting a few days for? Give me a hell yes if you think it was worth waiting for. I'm telling you, hell yes, absolutely.
Now,
With an asterisk even, daggone it. Jean doesn't swear; she just gives us a yes.
oh, cool.
And then we got a hail, H-A, hail to, hail. You know what that means, right? Hail to Caesar, hail to Lloyd. Hell yes.
Now,
Cool beans, man.
same thing happens with your business posts. Or your business posts where
I thought we were going to save that for something else, but now you let the cat out of the bag. So go ahead.
no, these posting products. I've only been to reviews. We've not even got down to the left-hand side yet. So this is why I said I think it may be a multiple call list.
You could just do a brief on each one of them.
So your business posts. Obviously, these are the posts that you add to your business listing. We're pulling back the image. This is like a default, your business name on Google, and then you've got the description of the post. But the date of when the post was, and then you can obviously click to view the post on Google, and then that'll pop up the actual post. So they're individual URLs as well. Again, it works. There will be a list here, down the bottom here, of each Google business post. As you can see, with all the descriptions.
Are you talking a business post for each of the competitor businesses?
No, this is your
business, right?
Your business, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I don't think I'm counting the number of business posts for competitors.
You should. You know why? Because they'll all end up zero.
Probably, yeah. But in saying that, if you have a visual of your or the competitors of your listing, and you can see who is posting or who has, the most number of posts to the most number of reviews to the most number of products.
Yeah.
And see where they're ranking. That's, it's competitor analysis again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm working on a scraper right now with somebody to do the competitive analysis on posting. Because it's important. I mean, if you're not posting on your GMB at least once a day, you have the opportunity, so why not do it?
Of course, yeah.
Now, you know damn well, 100% of the time, that your client is never, ever going to post. How many of you believe me on that? Give me a yes if you believe me. They're never going to post. They are never even going to show up in their back office to even look at the back office and see what's happening, right? And they shouldn't. That's not their job. But they need to listen to you that it needs to be done, right? And that's just another source of income for you guys to be able to get by posting.
Yeah. Now, the business posts, there will be the same tab here to export on the business posts. So again, the same thing, we'll be able to export to CSV file, PDF, doc, and RSS. I've not been able to create a URL at the moment that takes a snapshot of this screen. So I'm not able to create images for business posts at the moment, but that's just at the moment.
Yeah, that's at the moment.
One thing that is interesting is the products. We've got products here as well. So when you log into your GMB, you've got your option to be able to add services and products.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into the scraping of the services. I'll be able to get them out. But the products, this actually takes 2 API calls because I wasn't getting back the information that was being displayed when we actually look at a product. Oh, that's a long one. When we actually look at a product link, that's the product link. Obviously you've got your map at the top. Then you've got your title of the product, the price range, its description, and then what you've then got is the opportunity to add a link to go and visit the website. So if I click on that, it says flat garage roof repair. From the business posts, we're pulling back the image, we're pulling back the title, we're pulling back the description. There's a little encoding issue here. That's not a problem. That can be sorted. But what's interesting about this is that if we click on visit link URL, it will take me back to this URL exactly. So if I click on that now, it's taking me back to the same URL. Yeah. And why I think that was this is what caused the second API call to be needed. What was important in that was when we go and create the RSS feed, you can see that this is kind of working. Just let me show you I'm sure it's RSS app. This is what I'm being using to have a look at the.
You better watch out. Gary's an RSS guru here.
Oh, cool. Right, I've got. Just let me open up. Let me open up Skype because I've got a URL from the developer that is showing me where he is up to with the RSS feeds. We can export the product URLs as CSV file again, and we'll be able to create the keyword URL, export to doc and PDF. Here's the list of products that this business has listed. So as you can see, it goes to the direct post of the business.
How the hell? I mean, cool to be able to backlink that, right, guys? I mean, you got it. The data is right there. You backlink it with your keywords, and holy crap, it's awesome.
Let me have a look. I've got it. I'm just going through my Skype here.
Right. Yeah, time.
So this is what the RSS feed is looking like at the moment. Can you see that?
Yes.
So the idea is this link goes back to the actual business post and not the website, because we've got an opportunity of a second link down the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
This will include your business description as it's displayed here, your business post details.
Right.
So your RSS is going to include the Google H3 image link. It's going to include the title of the business product, the business description. We've got the price in the database, but again, it's this encoding that's causing the problem at the moment. And then we've got both links. So when we can share the RSS feed out through RSS aggregators or an RSS network,
right,
you've got to have that many different backlinks pointing back to each business post of each business product of your GMB or GDP, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, in my mind, I'm saying take that one, URL post back, right, from the RSS feed, and then you could do all your keyword backlinks to that single post back to the article. We're back to the GPB.
It's just
All right there. It's all right there. It's handed to you. Santa Claus.
it basically is handed to you once this process here is working. I mean, it's not going to take you long to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll be able to show you briefly when I get over here on the left hand side. But I've got the code working for the export, CSV, PDF, and the developers working on the RSS feeds as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do believe that I've been able to create the URL that we can create images of the products as well. But again, that's in hand. And once that's fixed, I'll just I'll send out an email and have a blue button here that says images. And all you need to do is click a button, wait for the images to be created, and again you'll have a download image button here once it's populated.
Sure.
And all you've got to do is point and click, basically. That's all you've got to do with these.
Right. Cool.
So is everyone happy with the posts? Does anyone want to ask about posts or the products?
I don't see anybody asking any questions. It's pretty clear. You got a post, you got a product, you got a link. What can we do with it? That's pretty much it right there.
Yeah.
And we all know what we can do with it.
Of course, 100%.
So pretty radical here. Well, you want to deal time? Ding, 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 ding. You have a couple other things. LTD time? I don't think so. You have a few other little quick things. You want to just get right to the page. I mean, for what we have right now so far, anything else is icing on the cake. We can do another webinar after that, right?
I think it would be better doing another webinar or just like another meetup because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 11 more different types of URLs that can be created. All can be downloaded as CSV files, PDFs, and documents. So, I mean, we've been on for maybe an hour or two?
Yeah, so why don't we just go give everybody, what the cost is, what the offer is, and then we'll stop at this point, and then we'll just create another extension webinar for maybe towards the end of the week or beginning of next week.
Yeah. I mean, by the time we come back, probably mid next week, this time next week, I probably will have an answer about being able to get the list of services.
Okay. I think this, with what we've seen so far and what you've been able to produce so far, the information that we have so far, everything else on that list is a bonus. Everything is a bonus from here down. That's all bonus for us.
There's some sweet box in this lot here then.
The biggest question is, what about other countries? If you're not in one of these 4 countries or have customers in one of these 4 countries, then this doesn't work.
No, not at the moment. But what I'll try and do, or maybe you can set something up because you're quite quick setting up the forms. Gary, aren't the questionnaires on Google? If people can feed the information into you and then you feed it back to me, like 25 people who have asked for France, these 60 people who have asked for Germany, or we'll go by what we'll go by what the members are needing first.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Gene, it does not support Mexico. It only supports the 4 countries right now that were in that drop-down list. Is that correct, Lloyd?
Well, there should be 5. There should be New Zealand as well, because there is.
Okay.
I do have a database for New Zealand.
Okay. Well, we live, you got the basics covered. You got, US, Canada, New Zealand, and England, right?
Australia, yeah.
Australia. So that's 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. For now. And then you might want to, have a roadmap. What's next? How long, will it be before you get to the next one and the next one? And I know it's a lot of cost because it's everything that you're doing is multiple API versus API versus API. So you're daisy chaining APIs, is that correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's not like you can just hit a button and it's all done.
Oh no, but the thing is, there's only one payment at the moment. There's one payment. You add a GMB, and everything that you've seen here, whether you can, if you want to add 10 keywords, if you want to add 20 keywords, and we will cover the keywords in a different call because that in itself could be massive. Because you can add unlimited keywords, and then you can go through a set of keywords, create your URLs on the left hand side, and then go back to your keyword list, and then add a keyword listing, and then create another set of URLs. So there's no cost on top of that.
Yeah.
The initial cost is the daisy chain of the initial API calls, and that's it.
All right. Well, we'll tackle that next time. For right now, for people that are on your webpage to look at the 3 programs, questions are coming in. Can you explain how the tokens work, please? Go to your page, go to your buy page, and let's explain to everybody how your system works. Okay.
Well, it'll be better if we go to adding a new listing because I've actually described it here.
Okay, whatever you want to do. The question is, explain how the tokens work.
Well, when you add a listing, what happens is there's 6 API calls that are daisy chained together. When you add a new listing, a number of APIs are triggered. Now, the 1 token is deducted from your available tokens. Now, the token cost is the cost of all the APIs that are running in the background and for how long it's taken me and the service that you've got from just using 1 token. So
if I use 1 token, what can I do with 1 token? How much? What is the processes? Different processes. How many different things can I do with 1 token? That's I think is confusing.
Sorry. So 1 token will give you access to all your GMB information. Yeah. Your last 10 reviews, and then download the CSV file and any updates that come from the conversation that we've had tonight. Everything from here will be an upgrade to the system. So you can get your reviews, and then you've got export as CSV file, export as PDF, export as RSS, create your images. So these 4 processes from just one tab. So the same thing will happen for the posts. So that's 8 processes. Same thing happens for your products. So that's 12 processes. You've got 3 processes for each of the 11. So that's 33. So that's, you're getting 50. You're probably getting around 50 processes that have been automated and made simple. So all you've got to do is come in, add your GMB, point and click, and download.
So in essence, does 1 token equal all those processes for 1 GMB?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So if I have 10 customers, then I'm going to need to buy 10 tokens. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But just quickly, why I mentioned this whilst we're talking about this, when you go and add keywords, it says here, you can let's take that out because I'll show you how you can update the keywords. So I've just removed them 5 keywords. So if I go back to keywords, it says I can add another 199. It should say 200. So you can add in any amount of keywords here an unlimited amount of times.
Okay.
And you can use all the left-hand side navigations to create URLs based on the keywords that you add. So you can just go round in circles and use the system as many times as you want for as many different keywords as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not, you can't just use the keyword side of the system once. It's unlimited. It's infinitive.
Gotcha. So within the system of your GMV, GPV, whatever, that you're working on for your particular customer and client, then you can go round and around and around and around as many times as you want, doing as many different things as you want for that one specific customer and client, and you're not having to buy more tokens to redo the process over again. Is that basically correct?
One token, full access to the full system, and that's
Okay.
it.
Okay. For one customer, one token, full system. 5 customers, 5 tokens. 10 customers, 10 tokens, whatever. So they're singularly based on your customer base, how many customers you have, how many you want to do this for.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you wanted to do research on a particular competitor, right, would you buy another token to do the research that you're providing here for a competitor, or how would you suggest them utilizing, the information for competitors?
Well, a competitor approach is different to an optimization approach, isn't it? Because
Yes, yep, it is.
so there would be a different process, because when you're looking at a competitor, you're only going to be looking at the basic GMV system, aren't you? How many reviews, how many posts,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously when we look at the services side of things, so that would be a completely different process. It would be a quicker process.
Right.
I'm
in. Got it. Okay. So
Let's finish up because the things on the left-hand side, for some people, they can't read them. So can you just not explain them? We'll do that next time, but can you go down the menu on the left? Oh, that's better.
Well, sorry guys. So
Just read them on the left-hand side, just read them off and
well, the left hand side and the middle is the same. So
okay.
Obviously I've just explained how the keyword system works. It's
Well, there's your competitors right there, so you don't need that. Okay.
that's just a list of your competitors.
Yeah.
That's just one of the API calls, and there is more information in the database that has not been shown at the moment, but that's coming. There's a lot more that I've been looking at. I mean, we could do this for the next 6 months, and we probably wouldn't finish. Your local local map search URLs. I'll have to show you one so you know what I'm talking about. Just that. Right, let's get a system that's completed. The roofing. Geolocal map URLs. Where's the system gone? I was in this last night as well. Just that's to happen on a live. Hang on, let me log out someone and come back into another system, another account. because you should be seeing all the URLs there. Local map.
All right, Donald's in. So at least I won't be in the Skype room alone.
I'll have to come back to you with that, but
Sorry.
that's really annoying, man. Let me go back to it, right. So
Just want to go down the list so everybody can see what's included, okay?
sorry everyone.
You got geo local search map URLs, you got geo local maps location KP URLs,
Knowledge panel, local service area map URLs,
okay?
machine,
Okay.
unique brand URLs, competitor brand URLs, local area brand URLs, or machine ID. Machine ID, points of interest, plus brand URLs, and then your top sites, brand URLs, your driving directions from competitors, your driving directions from local points of interest, and then your driving directions from local areas. I'll have a look at why that's not working, but
Okay.
there's so much to come from this. Just let me log into a different account because I want to show you the URLs if I can.
All right, Sue's in. All right, very cool. Andrew, how many POIs does that pull?
The points of interest is it runs 100 deep.
Okay, so 100.
Yeah. So a geolocal map URL is so I'm now actually based in Jonesville, California, USA, and it's keyword rich as well. So they are the local map URLs, and they are for around your local area as well. Let me get
Backlick them.
machine ID, local. There's the top sites. Let me show you the top sites as well. Hang on. Sorry everyone.
Yeah, you're right. We got you got an 80-year-old grandma that wants to know what to do with these.
So your top sites will take you to a local point of interest, but it'll put your business in the top sites navigation. You see that? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you go to Google and do things to do in location, I've been able to create URLs that puts any GMV business in the top site.
No, I mean, we've been teaching this for a year, right? And telling people where to go, how to do it, how to get it, why we're doing it. Why is it relevant to, go to the local bakery or go to the museum, if you're a plumber in, ABC, city in Poughkeepsie or wherever, right? It doesn't matter. The answer to this has always been and still remains relevance. You want to be relevant to the town that you're in. You want to be connected to those events that are in your town, right? And as Andrew says, it shows geo relevance.
Yeah.
And when you do these things,
whether it's the way that we do it, or you go get them yourself, or now use Lloyd's tool to make it a whole lot easier, man, you're just going to kick everybody's ass. You're going to be so far more geo-relevant than anybody else. I mean, obviously, you can't skip the basics. You can't skip doing the posting. You can't skip the reviews. You can't skip the things that need to be done. But when you add this on top, all right, there's somebody in here that's going to know this answer. All right. Gary has always said one thing when it comes to what we do. Does anybody have an idea? And I'll start this. If you do blank, what happens? Somebody fill in that answer. If you do blank, what's blank? Anybody know? No, not this. It's not a little bit more. No, 1%. No. Nothing, Richard. Test. All these are great things. They're all perfectly, exactly right. Right? Everybody give up? Build it and they will come. That's partially a true answer. You could build it. Okay, more than the top guy, Randy. That's all right. Gary's got it. Mr. Boniface has exactly what Gary says. If you do 10% more than everybody behind you, you will win. And I guarantee you, if a customer leaves, oh, this is good. So Saeed's asking, if the customer leaves us, what do you recommend? Okay, now I'm going to answer that, Lloyd, on my side. Okay, because you guys are using Backlink Factory and all of the other things that we're doing. Everything that Lloyd is sharing with you here, think of everything and every one of these links as POI links. All right, just think of them that way. Doesn't matter if they're review links or whatever, okay? What have we taught you to do in Backlink Factory and all of the other processes that we do? Where do we send our links to that spits them out to where we want them to go? Switch to a competitor, kill the customer. Okay. No, the answer is, damn, Jay, you just beat me to it. Cool. Rod, you got to give Jay 50 coins. Buffer page. Buffer or bridge, but buffer. Right? So all creating here is going to go to our buffer page, and all the juice from the buffer page is going to be a single link out to the entity we want that juice to go to. Does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully some people that are here don't understand that because they're maybe not be with us, but we never, ever, 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 ever send all the power of everything we create in a backlink to the homepage, to the GMB. You'll kill it. You'll over-optimize it and it will die, especially if you're using our process, right? With Backlink Factory and with Google Backlinks. You will kill your site if you do all of this and you send all of this link power to your GMB or your webpage or your YouTube video or your TikTok video or your Instagram, okay? You have to send it to a buffer page. And that buffer page will send that. Think of it this way for those of you who don't know. When you go to outside of your house and turn your faucet on, the water comes out okay, right? You can put your hand under it. Hook the hose up to your pressure washer, and then put your hand in front of the streaming pressure washer. It can drill a hole right through your hand. Does that make sense to everybody? Say yes if it makes sense. Even if you're with us and you know what I'm talking about, say yes. Okay? Exactly. Randy, Richard, Saeed, everybody, yes. And we don't want to crucify our own properties. We don't want to kill them. We want them to flourish. We want them to grow. We want them to beat everybody else. That's why we've created this buffer system, this whole way to protect what we do. So when you become stupid, and trust me, there's a lot of people, Lloyd, that have been stupid. You know this,
Yep.
right? You take all this power and you shoot it up because you're going to beat everybody else. And what happens? 3 days later, you're not even in the top 100 pages. You are toast, right? Careful, constructive, concise, be precision in your thinking about how to do this. And everything that we've seen here from Lloyd and the other 11 we haven't even seen yet, my God, how much better are you going to be, as Gary said, if you do 10% more than everybody else, you're going to be the winner, right? Gary says, Mr. Jones, when you left, Mr. Jones, customer, and this this goes the other way too. When your customer leaves you because you've done a great job, all right. And have you any of you ever had a customer leave you because you did good? We always have customers that leave us when we do bad. Give me a yes if they say you did a really great job. I have so many leads, I do not need you anymore. Right? Okay. Look at Lloyd. Yes. Okay. Now, hell yes. With all the power we're creating, and you use the system that we've created, and if you're using the buffer page, right? All you have to do is go to the buffer page and turn it off. In other words, in order for it to be live and on, it has to be public. Everybody understand that? All that power is coming to that one G site or that one buffer page, whatever, it's a Google document, whatever it is. We always use Google properties because we can control them, right? So all that juice is going to that buffer page. I'll just say a Google Sheet, and then they get pissy with you and they turn off you, so you turn off the faucet, just like Richard said. Okay? You do not need multiple buffer pages. If it's the same client, you have one buffer page. You can have multiple pages because that's all the client stuff, right? So anyway, my point is, we now control all of that. And when you do all the things that Lloyd is sharing with the links that he's got, and do all the links that we get with POI, combine the two of these things together with the BLF, right? Backlink Factory, shoot it to the buffer page, and then the customer gets stupid on you. Gary's conversation with the customer is, hey, Bill, I'm glad that we were able to do a really good job for you. Okay. But I'm going to give you one more opportunity to reconsider. Because next week when I come back here and all of your rankings have tanked and are gone, it's going to cost you double to hire me back. Or I won't even ask you to hire me back. I'll just go to your competitor and send all of the links his way. Are you sure you want to drop us? Right? So how would you like to have the authority in your heart to know that you can say that and know it's true and you're not bluffing? That's the power of what we're building here. That's the power of what Lloyd is bringing here. That's the power of doing POI and bringing those in here and then putting them to Backlink Factory, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Gary's worth it. I'll pay him triple. Gary, you need to get Andrew Schumann on the line and let him hire you immediately. So anyway, does everybody understand that? Just give me a yes if you understand, because it's extremely important. I do not want you to go use ours. I do not want you to buy Lloyd's and take all those links and shove them all at one time to a business. You will crucify it. Please tell me you guys understand that, because this is a lethal weapon in your hands. You have to know how to deal with it correctly. Okay? So we're going to have a Skype room, a special Skype room, just for Lloyd, just for this product, so that we can learn with him. We can share with him. Right? Richard, buffer page is a must. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Okay. And we want to keep what Lloyd is doing separate from everything else that we're doing. And I don't want this to be mixed up with all of our other products in Skype, because we're gonna come up with ideas like we always do. Lloyd's gonna take them and make this product even better than it is as we move along. And it's a team effort for all of us. So at that, let's wrap this up. Lloyd, everybody that's in, get in. I don't know how long are you gonna. I guess you're gonna have to leave the price open for at least a couple of days so that we can get the next part of the Webby done, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'll leave it open until we've actually completed the list, and because it may well take another 2 calls, because we've only really been over the reviews, posts, and products. We've not actually got down to the nitty-gritty yet.
Okay. So
At least one. Anyway.
We'll get to those next time. So can you just put up your notepad that has the links on it, so people, when they watch the replay, can there you go. Right there. All right. Now, look at that. Look at what you did. Okay, so you added a bonus on here. So if you buy 5, you're going to get a 20% bonus, and if you buy 10, you're going to get a 20% bonus. Okay, and if you just buy 1, you only have 1 customer, so it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So the URL, put the URL. Can you type the URL on that for everybody?
The URL of the site.
By page, yeah. Can you modify that and type that on there right now for me? And yes, it is a one-time purchase. Can I bump up my order? Okay, that's a good question. If somebody buys 1 and then they buy 4 to get 5, do they still get the bonus by bumping up? Of course, you'll give it to them, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. So, but if you bump up to get to 5, you'll probably have to get a hold of Lloyd so that he can give you a different price, because you already bought the 1, so you have to get a discount, so forth and so on. So
yeah.
All right. If I buy, all right. So if I buy 5 tokens, can I use it later on? I only have 1 biz right now, but I have more coming. Of course.
Yeah. The tokens never expire. They are there until they're used. It's just, you can come back 6 months later and you'll still have your tokens available.
And they last until they're used up, right? Or until.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait forever. I mean, sometimes things happen when you like to go forever.
Well,
I'll give you an example, Lloyd. I'll give you an example. I had TTTs that we were selling, and so somebody bought a couple or a bunch of them to be used later, right? And then IFT changed their whole process of doing, the IFTTT network, and I mean, we couldn't continue to do it. And then they got mad at me because they bought a lot of them, and then we couldn't deliver them because IFTT changed the rules. So,
no, it's not that, because we've built a bespoke system that sits on a number of APIs. If the API stops working, that's down to me, not the customer. So your tokens will still run as they were before, regardless of how the APIs work in the background. If you've got 5 tokens, you can add 5 listings at any time. This week, next month, next year.
So if you guys are buying, I know it's hard. I don't know. Rod, can you put the Skype room in the chat for everybody? Yes, we're going to have a replay, Frank. So the Skype room has been built. For those that buy, you can pop in. There you go. So everybody that buys can pop in there. And for right now, Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Only the people that are buying can go into the Skype room at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. Because they're going to be using it and so forth. And then we'll open it up after we do the second webinar. So what is today? What day is today? I forget.
Wednesday, is it?
Wednesday? Okay. So let's put a vote up here for everybody that's here. When do you want to do the next one? Friday? And I will have to send everybody out a new link because I can't use the same link again, which sucks. You guys get to vote. You want it Friday, Thursday, Monday? Let's do it Friday at 11 o'clock. Okay. Well, Gary, I'll take care of you, but Thursday's tomorrow. What? No, I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to wait that long. Right. How's your schedule? Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Friday. All right. How about Friday 1 o'clock? Is that better for everybody? Friday at 1?
What time did you start this today? Was it 3?
It was 3 your time.
No.
11 o'clock our time, I think.
6. It was 6 my time. So 1 will be 4.
Okay. Noon or 1 o'clock? 1 Eastern. 1 Eastern. We'll do it 1 Eastern. And then I know I have to drop off at 3. So it's 2 hours. All right. I will how am I going to do this? Everybody hang on. I'm going to have to create a new link though, Lloyd. I can't use the same link because this is a webinar. I'll post a new link and everybody be able to see it in the chats, okay?
Yeah, okay. All right.
And I'll do a new email blast to our list, so everybody should be able to see part 2.
Okay.
Okay, and if not, get a hold of me or get a hold of Rod or get a hold of Gary, and we'll get you the link.
Okay, then. Brilliant.
Sound good?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Lloyd.
So this Friday at
Yep.
1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern. Friday.
Just p.m. my time, so which is fine.
Okay. I never had a part 2 before, so I didn't know how to plan that.
No.
So that's a good question. So if a client cancels, can they reuse that spot for a new customer because they bought it for one customer? So is it only one customer or one customer? If you lose one, you get to do it again.
No, you don't. No.
Okay. All right. So it's a one and done, David.
Yeah, it's use it and it's gone.
Okay. All righty. All right, guys. Thanks. Appreciate you being here. And if you had a good time, if you learned something, give Lloyd a 10.
That's 1 cent.
There you go, bud. Oh, you got a 20.
Oh, thank you.
You got a 20. You got to learn a lot, which is more than a 10. So, yeah, for me, for what I learned today, I mean, I'm at a 50. I mean, seriously, dude, just the service area piece alone for services, right? Which I'm pretty sure nobody in here knew about. That's huge. That's huge. Huge. Right? So I appreciate it. Hang on, I got a couple more questions at the end here. Learned a lot. Thank you. Loved it. Richard, listen to this, Lloyd.
Okay.
Richard learned 10% more.
Hey, 10% more a day is 100% in 10 days.
So now he can do 10% more because he learned 10% more.